Good morning, YouTube. Today, we're going to start tearing down the rest of this Ferrari 355 engine.
So are you recording all of the nefarious activities?
Yeah, so that's a slight problem.
Yeah, that's a stop. No, I mean, we can pop the cylinder heads off and just droop, we can droop the belts and pull the cams and the heads, but we won't be able to do any of the bottom end. I mean, we can get the oil pan off. We can do a few
Send
things.
Richard on a parts run.
Let's say, does he have shop air here or no?
Not yet. He's got an air compressor on the way.
Does he? Yeah, so without an air compressor, I mean, unless you wanted to rent a compressor and rent a gun, but that's really the only thing we really need it for, is to get that crank pulley off. We can do everything except get the front timing cover off and the crankshaft out, basically. So we can get all the rest of it torn down. So this is going to be a bit of a half-assed disassembly today.
Okay, well.
Typical normal guy fashion.
Yeah.
Normal guy, mediocre workspace. I mean, it's really nice, but poorly equipped.
Great workspace. Well, it's kind of a work in progress.
Yes.
We're early. We're early.
Yes. Has Richard even changed his own oil
He
yet
has.
in here?
He has.
He has, yes.
There's a little bit of oil.
Yeah, there's an oil in the oil thing.
Oh, dang. Okay, so we're not the first mess. We're the second
No,
mess.
we're the second mess.
Okay, all right. Well, that's good. This was a Chevy V8 from the 1970s. You could use a chain wrench, you put a chain wrench on it and then manually crank it, but it marks up the ribs on the pulley when you do that. And I don't really like doing that because of A, the principle of how rednecky it is, and B, you start marking up these pulleys, and then when the motor's spinning at 8,200 RPM, it wants to eat the belts up. So then you got to take and hand dress all of the splines and stuff. It just,
That's a pain in the butt.
Yeah, it's really, I don't even know why they ever made chain wrenches and why people use them, unless you're working on.
Our the 18-wheelers.
Yeah.
But I mean, those are 18-wheelers.
Yeah.
Like that's as thick as it gets right there.
Well, and you got like cast iron parts
Yeah.
and stuff like that, so you're not really marring up cast iron parts when you're beating on them like that. Whereas this stuff is, fairly light steel, so it does not take the abuse quite so well.
And the sister lovers, they don't mind.
That's true.
I just angered a lot of people
That's
with that
true.
one.
That's true. They wouldn't know the difference anyway, would they? Big deal.
Right.
We're used to failure around here.
I mean, I'm an expert at failure.
Failure is always an option.
It's usually the first option.
Failure is my motto.
If you haven't failed, you're not doing it right.
You're not trying hard enough.
Firm yet gentle
What?
on how to work.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Sandals.
Yeah, that's the only way.
Safety sandals.
Safety sandals, man. It's the only way to work on a car.
At least I'm wearing clothes.
I mean,
Unfortunately.
I assume it doesn't matter really what position we're at since we're tearing it all down and putting it all back together, right? Like, it doesn't have to be at TDC or anything.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm kind of a process and procedure and habits kind of guy,
So,
Like, it's good to be in the habit of putting everything at top dead center and just like training yourself to always do it that way so you don't make an unexpected mistake. I'm just saying in general, like, if this were in my shop, we wouldn't be doing this until it was all set up. But we're not in my shop. We're in your shop, and this is a normal guy's shop where we don't do things the right way.
we just do them.
We just do them, and then hope we can afford the consequences.
Got the Josh special cam locking device.
Paper towel wadded up.
Yeah. So is there any particular thing about which of the bearings to do that with?
I just picked the ones that are the easiest.
I don't know if it was you had to do certain ones. Oh yeah, Stu Dog's here. And Ben's here. Look at this. Yeah, you guys are really helpful.
Don't forget to remove the doohickey and lubricate the hickabajou.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
That's exactly what Josh does, right?
Fucking nailed it, bud.
God. That is a spiffy wrench.
That's proprietary.
Proprietary wrench.
Yeah, this is a Hill Engineering copy of the factory tool.
Okay.
I bought this from Ricambie years ago.
Shout out to our sponsor, Ricambie America. Oh yeah.
Can be America.
We're repping pretty hard today, aren't
Totally forgot. Go visit normalguysupercar.com if you want to support us. Get some parts and services. Use the code NGS10 and check out RicambieAmerica.com. They're a sponsor for this entire series. There you go.
To show the part number on that,
What, on that little
on
tool?
the Ricambie tool.
Oh.
Or Hill Engineering.
It's a Hill Engineering. This little tool is part AV2938-A.
Those are not.
That is a very odd tool. What is that? Oh yeah,
remember that. That's the
I remember
whole
that.
bus.
Yeah, yeah.
Did you have to mark anything before you undid anything?
No, because we're tearing it all down to nothing.
So when it goes back in, everything will go
Yeah.
back in the right
But we obviously need to note which cams are what and things like that.
Huh?
Right. Yeah. Huh? What? What are you talking about? We'll just throw them in a box, shake them around, and whatever order they come out is good.
One intake cam has the doodad on it,
Oh yeah.
right?
Yep.
And usually the cams are actually different lengths because see how the cylinder heads are staggered?
Oh.
So one side usually has a longer snout than the other. So when you stand them up on end, one pair will be longer than the other
Well,
pair.
I wouldn't know that though. Now I do though.
The more you know.
Guessing which camshaft goes where is the best part of this whole job.
And aren't the bearings numbered? Yeah, that's right. They are.
The caps are,
The
yeah,
caps are. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, they're upside down. So actually, that's something good to know. All the numbers are upside down
on this side.
on this side.
You kidding me? I'm gonna sneak in and sawzall the camshafts in half. Good luck, motherfuckers.
That's only what happens when we don't pay.
No, I'm just gonna do that because we're friends.
Yeah.
No, when you don't pay, the engine block gets sawed in half. Gaskets on newer cars, they're not even like gasket. It's a piece of sheet metal that has dimples pressed in it. Like that's how flat and smooth the metal is, where they don't even use like a
gasket.
a compressible
Right, yeah, 'cause the
gasket.
metal, that's what we use when we change out the headers on the 430, on the 360.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep. Whereas the older cars will have like a composite with some dimpled metal, you know, and it's a big thick, so it can really like, you know, absorb all the inefficiencies in the castings and whatnot. So just as the material machining's gotten better, they can use thinner and thinner.
That had to get re-smoothened.
Had to get machined, yes.
We've done a bunch of them lately.
I mean, that sand down headers.
Yep. Flatten the flanges. Yeah. Because the welding process, when they're welding the tube to the flange, it
Warps it.
Yeah, it warps it. And obviously that occurs in varying degrees based on how thick the materials are and how heavy-handed the welder is. On the mill, I could surface it. Yeah, it's still a pain in the ass. It's easier to do it on the big belt sander like you guys had it done. So I will
It
still,
still heats up really, really quick. You know, and the guy had to like
oh yeah,
cool down.
oh yeah.
And it just took forever.
Oh yeah.
time-wise.
Yeah, it's a total pain. As long as I don't die in a car crash in the next few weeks.
Yeah, that would be bad.
You think this is gonna be done in a few weeks?
Dude, if I didn't have an unreal sense of optimism, I would not survive as an Italian car mechanic.
That's
You know how many
actually true.
f***ing days I show up to work like, all right, today we're gonna finish this Countach. 3 f***ing weeks later, today is the day we're gonna finish this Countach. If I didn't have that undying optimism, I would have quit and got a job at the Honda dealership years ago. Well, yeah, I can buy parts for your shit box from the Volkswagen dealership. Your shit's easy to fix in a timely
You should
manner.
insert that VW picture from last week's talk about our trip.
Yeah, all right.
That's
VW.
Rebuttal? Silence. Point to Josh.
You guys say it like that, like it's an insult.
engine out for 355 start at 40 hours.
There's a reason why he started out, and he's
Well,
finishing
yeah.
on the
yeah,
center
Because it's
line.
gonna bounce the cam.
Yeah, but no, did you see how this
Lifted?
it moved?
Yeah,
It-
because
it-
it's got springs.
Yeah, so on this particular point, the cam lobes are the most downward opening the valves, right? So you get the valve springs pushing up on it to keep from, because these camshafts are hollow, right? They pressure feed oil through ports in the cylinder head into the camshaft, and then oil comes out these drilled holes into the caps, and this is how the camshaft keeps itself lubricated. So the camshafts are fairly delicate. So yeah, you know, if I had left like one of these caps on as the last one, then I'd have these springs kind of bending the camshaft upward as we try and lift that one. You know, when you ask if there's a real specific spot, kind of not really, but also, you know, it's easier to fit in where the cam lobes are downward instead of upward. And that also happens to be where the most tension's going to be on the camshaft. So you put the least amount of, you know, torque against the cam. Should be that double.
That's all we have, right?
And then you've got the cam caps, the front. front cam seal housing.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Which is pinned onto those studs. So, an easier way might be to bust the bolts and take the gears off, and then slide these on and off, but I don't know. I don't like sliding these. Even though there's a bevel cut on the cylinder head here, I feel like there's always a risk of slicing the O-rings. So I usually do it the difficult way, like I did there, and leave it as
Kind of
one
put an
assemble.
articulation versus a one motion.
Yeah, and I'm not saying one way is better than the other. It just makes me feel better when I'm doing it.
Figure out where are the freeze plugs on this thing.
Freeze plugs?
There's no freeze plugs.
What kind of American bullshit do you think this is?
Well, what was it that was on Tim's that he got splashed on?
It's the block drain.
Oh, it's actually
So-
just a drain.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is one of those.
Yeah, see that guy right there?
Yeah.
Brass threaded plug. Yeah, that's your
Okay.
block drain for the coolant passages.
Is there some on the back too? Because it looked like it.
Either that or it's a oil galley plug. I don't remember off the top of my head if
Okay.
that's coolant or oil. Yeah, so you got one there and then you got these 3 across the top.
Okay.
So those exist partly because these were machine pathways, right? When they were
Oh,
machining,
yeah.
right? Because they cast the block, right? And it's
Yeah,
just
they
a lump of
clear it
aluminum.
all out.
Exactly. Then they got to machine all of the, the mains and all of the pockets and all of that stuff. So you need ways to get in there to run the machine tools. So then when you're done, you can
Dried
just
it and put a plug in it.
yeah, it's a little bit different than the steel blocks or cast iron blocks
We got spectators.
that actually have freeze plugs,
Yeah.
That's different than what these are. These are more machine access. The freedom of self-employment. Can't afford to breathe and eat dinner today. Got my own business to operate. As much of an asshole as I am to work for, I'd rather work for myself than some other asshole. Here, I picked this cap, but you see how,
Yeah, those are all the way down.
yeah.
Yep, makes sense.
So we're gonna want to work these 2 caps up.
Last.
Yeah.
Yep, gotcha.
And as together as possible. We'll obviously leave this one for last because that's our
Yeah,
our
that's holding in
blocking.
place.
Yeah.
But then this one is a problem because they're all up except that one. So we want to lock it there?
Yep.
Okay, so there and there?
Yeah, I'm
Nice.
good with that.
Okay. Just not super tight, right?
Nope, just snug. Yeah, because there's only a little bit of clearance.
Yeah, I'll smash the crap out of stuff.
Yeah, well, if you really crank this down, theoretically you could either warp or break that cap if you tried to tighten it down hard all the way like it was. And there you go. Ooh. Camshaft number 2, out and done.
So now that those are locked down, we want to start.
Now you want to dump the belt.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That would help.
Yeah.
So we need. Where was that special tool you
Yeah.
had?
So
It
the
has to
idea
go
is,
in on this side, like that.
yeah, and you're gonna pull clockwise.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I have to push this. Oh, Jesus.
So this you're just kind of keeping.
Your
some
tool
steady-
broke.
Why'd you break my tool?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Whatever. Hill Engineering has an updated tool now anyway, so. Remember we were saying the bearing, right, is on a concentric, so you roll it up off center, right, to apply pressure to the
Yeah.
belt, and then that applies pressure to the floating tensioner, which is hydraulic and spring loaded, so there's always constant tension. But the idea is that it can fluctuate because as the cams move and everything changes position, the actual tension position for perfect tension changes, right? There's deflection in the belt as the cam comes up and down on the lobes. So this arm rotates on this here.
Yeah.
Give that a
What? Up?
yeah.
Okay.
Feel how sticky?
Yeah, it should be smooth.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
That one's jammed.
That one's not much better.
Yeah. So
Well-
like when we do cam belt service, we may not replace these all the time because these are like several $100s a piece.
But that.
We always take this apart and clean it because what people don't understand about grease, grease is just oil. The solids that make grease a grease are there to suspend the oil, right? Because if you just poured motor oil in here, it's just gonna leak out. So grease has solid compounds to keep the oils trapped, right? And as it gets hot, it gets thinner, all these sorts of things. Well, because of that, right? Like any liquid, sometimes see that?
Yeah, it's crusty.
Yeah, so the oils from the
Ooh.
grease will.
Yeah, I can see a bunch of crap on the sides.
Yep. There we go. See how tight that is? So the oils will evaporate out
Maybe is this big
basically.
enough?
And so instead of being a nice soft liquid, yeah, you end up with caked up powdery crap.
Oh my gosh.
And
Look at
then
that.
corrosion.
It's rusted.
Dry anyway.
Yep.
Dude, it's rusty.
Yep. So the grease is completely dried out and there's corrosion in there. So it looks like they maybe used anti-seize instead of a grease. If you look here, this is a silver
God.
cakey.
So this is supposed to spin really smoothly.
Yeah. Yeah, you
That's-
should be able to twirl that on the end of your finger.
That's a problem.
There's your problem.
These belts are old as shit. But if you look physically, the belts don't look like they're in danger. There's no fraying, no cutting, no dry rot, right? These are Kevlar reinforced belts. The belts themselves are really
It's
badass.
the other stuff that's a problem.
Exactly, like this here with the, you know,
Right.
the
So I
tension.
noticed this design, they don't have the water pump on it anymore, right? The water pump's not on the same belt as the
Correct.
time belts, like the 348. That reduces a huge component of risk.
Yep, and it's not just one ginormous
Right,
belt.
one belt. Yeah, this. Yeah, I was surprised because we pulled off. We're like, oh, hey, look, it's got two timing belts. And I was
Yeah.
like, oh, it's totally different.
Yeah, the 348 is like the only Ferrari that ran a single belt.
Really?
Yeah, everything else has been dual belt. All the 308s.
All the V12s.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yep.
Learn something new again.
I don't know why they went with a single belt on the 348. It's almost like on the 348 they went like hard into like production, low cost kind of stuff with those cars, and they tried to like simplify stuff as much as possible.
And screwed up.
Yeah, pretty much.
Start at the ends and work my way in.
Yep.
Okay. And like just do little bits at first, right?
Yeah, so I like to crack them all loose, right? And then I'll go back and spin all the nuts and off and put them in the bin, and then take all the washers off and put them in the bin, and then take the pliers and then pop the caps.
Oh yeah, I can feel it put resistance against me. Okay. Moment of truth. Okay. All right. Maybe I need to get Josh. I don't want to damage anything.
How stuck is it?
It's
So,
pretty stuck.
so the phenomenon that is happening right now.
It's that thing.
Yeah, see how you have this cool little flange that helps keep the camshaft located,
Yeah.
right? And you're up here.
Yeah.
And you're obviously going to be down here.
Yeah.
So that's what you got going on, right? So yeah, it should take a little.
I didn't want to like break it. I need to put a bearing back
It is in
on.
there. It is in there pretty good.
All right. Well, at least I wasn't being a little bitch.
No.
Told you, don't be a little bitch.
Got it?
Oh, there it goes. Jesus, it's like a party here.
Omar's here.
Yeah, Omar's here. All right, now that we got that off, because that was my thought is, oh yeah, I could already feel the tension coming.
Yep.
Now this thing's jammed. Where do you think? There it goes. Yeah, I can feel the cam moving with that. Ta-da!
There you go.
All right, now we should be able to get it.
This is why working on Ferrari motors, doing cam belts is annoying compared to like German engines and stuff. You know, the Germans, they give you fixtures, they hold the cam, they bolt it down, you pin the crank, you know, there's a whole little process. You know, they'll even give you special fixture tools for like seating the camshafts, and then you put all the caps, you know, the regular caps on, then take the tool off.
Yeah, but you can't be pretentious driving a German car.
That's true.
No. And you can't be pretentious working on a German car either. We were talking earlier, we can tell partly which cam is which.
Oh yeah. Oh. Well, so these two are the intakes, and this one's got the thing.
Yep.
And then we'll compare the exhaust ones. I guess maybe we should reassemble this, just so it's.
So see, like this one, you have the flange in the back.
Oh yeah,
And on this one,
flange
you've
in the
got a
front. So you
flange in
couldn't
the
put it in the
front.
wrong one.
Correct.
Okay, well that makes me feel a little better.
Yep.
It's Dan proof.
Yeah. The cam's also S.
Oh yes.
Screechio.
Yes.
Right? And then they have their 6-digit part number. Now, the
this-
funny thing about the part number is I've found that the part numbers for the cams seem to change
A.
a lot. Yep.
Aspiration or whatever.
Basically.
Whatever the aspiration
Yep.
word is.
S is exhaust and A is intake. Yep. Holding your shaft.
Ooh. Even sexier.
It's kind of small
Oh.
and lumpy.
You said you weren't going to tell anyone about that.
It's small and lumpy, Dan. What's wrong with you?
not very
It's long.
It's not very straight.
It's long.
You know, the diameter's kind of small.
A little small, but it's long.
Well, it's got one thing going for me. There it goes.
Ideally, you would have done this.
Ahead of time.
Belts on and all that stuff, but I expected it would just pop out like they usually do.
You know how it is with us.
Uh-huh.
Nothing ever goes to plan.
No.
It's usually like not even 1/8 to plan.
No, but it's better for the YouTube. Imagine if everything just went the way it's supposed to all the time. Imagine how boring this would be.
I just noticed these have an S on it, and then the others probably have an A on them.
Well, I probably have an S and a D.
A D. Why would I have a D?
Yeah, you've only got S.
Oh, just one side's labeled?
Yeah. The other side is not.
Cool. Ooh, sounds like an Aston out there.
Now we want to pull that block drain and get the coolant out
Yeah.
because we're ready to break the heads,
heads
off.
off, okay.
And we don't want to just shoot coolant everywhere if we
So
don't
there's
have
one on
to.
each side. Jeez, they weren't messing around on that thing.
That's a tiny little breaker part too.
That's true. God damn it. Oh, that's worse.
Yep.
We're just screwed. Yep. Trying to find a spot where it's not going to splash as much. You can put it right in the hole. Oh, look at that.
Right in the hole.
Stick it in the hole. Oh,
As
no.
usual, the best place to put it's right in the hole.
There we
Adam
go.
looks like a guy who's peed in a hole before.
Oh, yeah.
Heated in mom's hole.
Head bolts are in there, huh? Is there a particular order to undoing the head bolts?
So when you put heads on, if you remember from when we fucked up Timmy's car,
Yeah, it's like
Yeah, you-
center spiral out.
yep, you do a crisscross pattern. So I
Do it opposite.
Yeah, I half-ass simulate that pattern in reverse.
Holy crap. That shit's on there with some serious torque.
Yeah.
That's a really cool tool.
Yeah.
I was like, what kind of acid trip were they on? When
This
they
is
decided
another
Holy crap.
Hill Engineering version of
Ooh.
a factory tool.
AV2905.
Yeah, that's the main arm. This, you can use for a few different engines for our use
Oh.
this. So as you see,
Oh, you can take that off.
yeah. So
Nice.
this one here is specific to,
Ooh.
a few motors.
AV2906.
Because if you remember right on Timmy's 355, I actually used a Lamborghini
Yeah. that's
special
right.
tool for doing his head bolts.
Yep. I remember that.
See this?
Oh.
Instead of being cast into the head and the block, on these motors they use these separate little pieces with O-rings that mount to the head and then insert into the block, and
Holy
that's your
crap.
oil return.
Okay.
So we got to pop those off to get to the other head nuts.
So we had to remove the little oil tubes, which are actually kind of interesting. It's got little tubes for oil to drain back down. These are the oil tubes. This is what it looks like. It's just a little tube, and the oil, I guess, drains right back down. It's kind of cool.
See if this thing will crack loose or if we gotta.
I would say we have to. I'm not gonna give up easy.
No. Oh, there we go.
That worked.
Yep.
That actually was. Oh, here comes all the coolant.
stand on the opposite side.
You're such a baby about getting splashed. I'm gonna get a little bit coolant on myself now.
It's funny because my mom said he didn't mind it last night.
Oh, he was in the splash zone. Whoa! Adam likes golden showers. Oop,
Well, that's always after
Jesus. We definitely can't put that in there. I mean, like, we can have some innuendos and stuff, but that's like,
whack that out.
yeah.
Not even Penthouse would publish that.
No. These ones are kind of hard to get out.
Yeah, you need the magnet.
Gosh. Oh, and there's a,
Washer.
ooh, starting to come.
Put all of my weight on the stand that way.
I will definitely hold it down.
Yeah. What are you trying to say, Josh?
Just
Do you have a useful amount of body mass?
That's the politest way anybody's ever called me fat.
Whoop, there we go. Hooray!
And there was much rejoicing.
Nice and white on the exhaust side.
Is that bad?
It's not ideal.
Oh yeah, look how it's caked up.
Yeah.
Crusty's on the intake side on that one.
Yeah. Yeah, this motor will run nice with some fresh machine work all cleaned up.
That's gonna be the cool thing about this is to actually be able to see what like a brand new 355 engine actually behaves like.
Oh, dude, it's so cool.
Going from the piece of shit that it was.
Yeah, like going from like worst case to best case scenarios.
Well, and that's the thing, you know, is the degradation is so gradual, and since it didn't like blow up, it's just kind of wore out. You don't really realize.
Jeez.
There you go.
I thought you loosened that side. You did, didn't you? Oh, I thought, okay.
God, I was about to say, am I really that much of a bitch?
I swear to God, I thought.
I thought maybe you did. I was like, well, great. Now I just showed the internet how much of a bitch I am. Jesus.
Your computer science degree didn't really prepare you for this, did it, Dan?
No.
So sometimes, like in this case, the head gasket sticks.
Sticky?
Yeah, it sticks to both the head and the block. There we go.
Shit.
There you go.
Cool.
Oh yeah, look at all that corrosion on that one stud.
Oh, wow. That's not great.
Yeah, this car's seen a lot of washes.
All right, guys. There are the heads. They are off. I guess the next video, we're going to be pulling out the pistons, so we're going to have to flip it over and get those unbolted from the bottom and all that sort of stuff.
Hey Dan, is this the most head you've got in a few months?
I don't know.
Sorry, Meg.
Yeah, geez. No comment. I will refrain from putting myself into home prison.
Way.
Yeah, harm's way. That's a good way to say it. Yes, thanks, Josh. Meg will appreciate that. So if you want to support the channel, please go visit normalguysupercar.com. There you can buy parts and services for your car. Use the code NGS10. It knocks off 10%. Also, go to recambiamerica.com. They are a sponsor for this entire series. We are super grateful to them. They've been helping us out with a lot of these videos. And finally, please like, share, and subscribe. Seriously, that does help us out. We would love it if you guys could get this video out in front of more eyeballs, get some more views, get us some more subscribers. All those things do help us out. Thank you so much for all of that. You guys know the drill. We're going to be doing a lot more car stuff, so you're going to want to stay tuned. And he doesn't have a microphone, so I'm going to say it's going to be sweet. Sweet! There you go.